Okay, hey guys, how are you? It's Herb Palmer from Lobster Lab Media. With my buddy Margot Murphy. She just wrote a new book, and it is
Vitalize Your Workforce.
Vitalize Your Workforce.
Conquering the crisis of employee stagnation.
So, I got a couple questions, but first I'll give you a little bio on Margot. I've known Margot for, it seems like forever, probably over 25 years. So, Margot has 27 years of executive experience in business development with global Fortune 500 companies. Inspired early in life to quote from Benjamin Franklin, "If there's a way of doing things, there's a way of doing things better." Margot has a passion for excellence and teamwork and creating things that work. Margot has a natural talent. See, grammar and spelling is not my thing, that's why we have editors. Natural talent for reducing complex situations to core turning principles, setting clear visions and missions, and prioritizing to reach a goal with proven success. So that's a mouthful. What Margot's doing is really amazing. I've always been intrigued with business. I'm a business owner, I'm an author and a filmmaker, and a social media guru guy at Lobster Lab Media. But I've always been intrigued, with traditional business, because employees, for most employees, they're there for a paycheck. They're not there to really build the company. Like if they didn't get paid, they wouldn't be there, So what Margot's doing with this book and her coaching and teaching and workshops is that she actually is able to have a software system that measures performance and then actually can remedy that. So, I've asked you before about, what do you do about the employees that are just there for a paycheck? They don't really care. They're underpaid. They know they're underpaid. They're doing the bare minimum to get by, and they'll most likely get fired because they just don't care. Now that's one of the things. I know there's a whole encompassing thing about the platform, but what would you say about it to a question like that?
I think the biggest thing is to understand that employees are stagnant. There's a whole body of research from Gallup that says 85% of employees aren't engaged. So for 20 years, people have been trying to solve that. Well, unfortunately, you can't solve it because it's a symptom. So you have to go underneath. You have to find out what the cause of that lack of engagement is, which is what we did with a year of research in the field ourselves. So people's personal potential is stagnant. They may be enormously busy, and you may push them harder, but their personal potential is absolutely stagnant. So we need to get in there and learn how to move that, create a new relationship between employers and the employees where it's a win-win. That it's a win-win for you to have them be more productive, but it's also a win for their future, that they can experience more of their potential while working for you. That creates retention, that creates performance, and that creates enthusiasm. And that's what we do. We help executives take a look at their organization, measure the depth of stagnation, understand where it comes from and why,
So it's really a new paradigm, because like I said, for 100 years or 200 years or 300 years, it's been, the employees against, the employers, like the Hatfields against the McCoys. The employers are like, grind everybody out, do whatever you can, pay them as least as you can. Hopefully they don't quit, and if they don't perform, we'll replace them, we'll fire them with somebody else. That's the old paradigm. Why does it have to shift, and why is it shifting now with this new information age?
Well, first of all, you're right. The management structure that's in place that is so archaic, right, has become archaic and is rusted out. Actually started in about 1900 in the steel mills in Pennsylvania, where they
Andrew Carnegie and all those guys?
No, it was Frederick Winslow Taylor. He's a statistician, and he went in and he said, all you guys are great talents and everything, but if we can get you all to do the same thing, we can get greater productivity. So come in, sit down, be quiet, do your job, and go home. So that has basically been in place until till 2005, 2008, when information became totally ubiquitous. And since then, people have become entrepreneurs. They're learning more. They know what's out there. They know they can develop a business on their own. And so the whole idea of going to work, yes, you can go to work, and I don't know if many of you out there have heard people say, yeah, I go over there to work, but I only stay for the benefits. Well, that's welfare thinking. It's internal welfare thinking. and it doesn't get anybody anywhere. So,
Well, it gets them a paycheck, but that's all they want.
It gets them a paycheck, but you can't be competitive in this accelerating world.
If all your employees want is a paycheck.
If all your employees want is a paycheck, and they say, yes, I hear you, I hear your new strategies, I know where you want to go, but, and guess what? Yes, boss, that's fine.
Right.
But then in about 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months,
they're too busy to do them. Right?
And there's a statistic, you can look it up on Google, that 93% of strategic plans fail. Well, they fail for a lot of reasons. So we're not going to get into strategic planning in this aspect, but one of the biggest reasons is because in 2 or 3 months, you are straight ahead implementing strategic plans, and your employees are saying, I'm going home now.
Right. It's 5 o'clock. Gotta go.
I'm going home now. Fine. So, and that needs to change. There needs to be a new relationship between the employer and the employee that's a really win-win.
So I gotta, again, the most intriguing thing to me about this is that you have a software, patented software, that actually does this, but it does it anonymously. Because in most cases, if you poll employees, they're not gonna want to get themselves fired. They're not gonna want to get themselves in trouble. They're not gonna tell you the truth. But because this is anonymous, it's brilliant. Talk about that.
Well, we call it corporate vitality assessment, and the reason, what we've done, previous research has tried to go in and figure out what people's opinions are, or they're trying to figure out why they don't like the person sitting next to them. Well, we don't really care about that. The thing that makes somebody want to follow you is their attitude, and attitude is considered a soft issue, and up until now, people have said you can't measure soft issues, and the answer is yes, you can.
They just didn't know how to before, right? They didn't know how to.
We developed a proprietary software. It's in the cloud. It's deliverable on your PC. We can do it within 45 minutes and an hour, and we can produce reports by function, by level, and you can see the depth of breadth of stagnation anywhere and vitality anywhere in your organization, and you can get a hint in each function as to what the cause is. Because this whole blanket thing of blanket solutions that has been paramount with most HR organizations doesn't work. So you need to address each function as whatever the cause is in the function, and we can do that. And then we have training to go along with it.
Cool. So again, you guys, it's Vitalize Your Workforce. You can hold it. I only have 2 arms, so. So Margot, if this intrigues people, how do they get in touch with you? How do they get a free, 15-minute call to see if this is a fit for them?
Best thing to do is you can go on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn /IN Margot Murphy, MARGOT, add the T.
Just like the governor, but not the governor.
MURPHY.
Right?
His name isn't Margot.
No, it should be. Sorry, who said that? Cut that out. Go ahead.
Or you can, and my email is margot.murphy, MARGOT.murphy, MURPHY, at vitalizeyourworkforce.com.
Cool. All right, awesome.
Looking forward to seeing you here.
Thanks, you guys. Robert Palmer Jr., Lobster Media, over and out.